Welcome to our video, Chicken Lingo 101. It doesn't matter if you're a veteran in the chicken world or just starting out as a backyard hobbyist. It's very important to know some of the basic terms that are associated with caring for these animals. Let's start from the ground up. After they hatch out of these eggs and they haven't got their feathers yet and they're still fluffy little cute things making a mess in your house, they're called chicks. Once they get feathers, you might start asking yourself, well, which ones are boys and which ones are girls? But once you're asking that question, it's important to know what to call them. So this one in my hand here, this is my left hand, this is a black sex link. So this one is supposed to be a pullet. That is what you call the next stage of life for a female. So this is a pullet right here. She is only a month, 5 weeks old, something like that. She hasn't started laying eggs yet. But from the time that she is this little and not a chick anymore, until, depending on who you are, it could be when they start laying eggs or up to a year old, you're going to call them pullets. But if this is a male, then he is called a cockerel, or people even call them roos as cockerels. But the word roo can be used generically for all male roosters and cockerels. It can be used, you know, just in a cute way. But technically, this male here, some people call them roos, but the technical term for what I believe here is a male right now, that you'll call him a cockerel until he's a year old. And we might be a chicken channel here, but some terms, if you have turkeys or thinking of getting them in addition, because I happen to have them in my flock right now, the turkeys, instead of calling them all that stuff, these are poults. So the baby turkeys are called poults. The juvenile males, and I believe this guy here is a juvenile male, he would be called a jake. So juvenile males are called jakes. So this juvenile female turkey could be called a jenny, whereas a full-grown one would be called a hen. And the full-grown male turkeys are called gobblers or toms. So once pullets and cockerels reach a mature age, people might stop calling them pullets after they lay an egg or after they're a year old. So this here is my 1-year-old hen. So that's what you call the female chickens once they're a year old and laying eggs, is a hen. And this is a fully mature light Brahma. She is so heavy and beautiful. So, what do we call the boys, I wonder? The rooster is the male after a year old. So, they go from being a cockerel to being a fully fledged rooster. And his whole point in life, if you look at him though, he is so pretty. His whole purpose in life is to protect his ladies. But you see, they got big, beautiful tails. They got big, beautiful wattles. You get these on the females too. And they get big, beautiful combs. His isn't as good as it should be. He's not a very well bred bird. But he protects his ladies. So, you go from egg to chicks to pullets and cockerels to hens and roosters. Turkeys, you have jennies and jakes, and then you have hens and gobblers. For the males, gobblers, but they're also called toms. Now, why is it important to know these terms? If you're buying chicks for the first time, or even if you haven't done it in years and you need to get back into it, you might go to the store or online and you'll see the term pullet and straight run. Straight run means that the birds you're buying can be males and females. They can be all males, they can be all females, they can be a mix. But if you buy pullets, then they have been sexed, or they're sex links, and there will be some maneuverability in there. You'll have accuracy up to 10%. So you'll have accuracy on sexed chickens up to 90% if they're juveniles and babies. If they're fully grown, you probably know what they are. But so that's why you need to know those terms. Some people prefer to buy straight run because it's more cost effective. They're cheaper. And some people prefer to buy pullets because they can't have cockerels and roosters where they live because they make too much noise. But you'll find that whatever works for you works for you. Another important term is broody hen. So, when the hens sit in their nest and prepare to have the babies, they're called broody. And if you have a whole group of chickens, they're called a flock. Another great term to know is coop. This is where your flock is going to live. Another good term to know is roost. Roosts are these vertical bars that chickens and other poultry might roost on at night when they sleep, so they're safe and off the ground. Another great term to know is nesting box. Mine need to be cleaned out for the spring, but the nesting box, as you can see, is where they nest their eggs. I'd like to thank you all for coming watching today and learning some different terms for things to call your chickens and other things to do with them. So I hope to see you guys again soon on our next video. You keep chickening.